On May 27th, we celebrated the feast day of the patron saint of England, Augustine of Canterbury. St. Augustine took what was once a near total pagan country and won tens of thousands to the Catholic faith over an 8-year evangelization effort. He can be an inspiration to those of us who may be asked by the Lord to do something that we just hadn't planned on. At the end of the 6th century, England was almost entirely pagan, and Pope Gregory sent St. Augustine to evangelize the country. At the time, Augustine was an older man living as a superior in a monastery where he likely assumed he would spend the rest of his life, but he submitted to the Pope in accepting his assignment. Being almost an entirely pagan country, this was a life-threatening assignment for St. Augustine and the 30 monks that he led. Within a year period of time, though, Bishop Augustine converted the King of Kent while also baptizing nearly 10,000 people on Christmas Day in 597 AD. He continued his work for an additional 7 years until his death and converted more to the faith while turning pagan temples into Christian worship spaces and turning pagan festivals into feast days for martyrs. God performed many miracles through St. Augustine, who remained humble throughout his life. He left a rich legacy as additional kings were converted, along with many people after his death. Here he was living a life of prayer as a monk, called to live out the last years of his life in a radically different way than he could ever have imagined. May we have the same openness to hear God's call and the courage to answer it with confidence and zeal. St. Augustine of Canterbury, pray for us.